Today, we embark on a journey of transformation inspired by the groundbreaking book, Atomic Habits by James Clear. In this video, we'll explore the key insights from the book and discover practical strategies to revolutionize our lives, one habit at a time. Imagine a world where every day you get 1% better. That's the fascinating concept at the heart of James Clear's best-selling book, Atomic Habits. Now, who is James Clear, you might wonder? An expert in habit formation, Clear has dedicated his career to understanding how we can harness the power of tiny everyday routines to drive big changes in our lives. In Atomic Habits, he masterfully dissects the science of habits and provides practical strategies for habit formation and transformation. The premise is simple yet profound. Small, consistent changes can lead to remarkable results. This isn't about overnight success, but rather the compounding power of habits over time. It's about the tiny adjustments we can make in our lives that, like atoms, make up the larger picture of who we are and who we can become. So, ready to dive into the world of atomic habits? Let's embark on this transformative journey together. At the heart of Atomic Habits, 4 core principles resonate. Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. Let's delve into the first principle, make it obvious. The formation of a habit begins with a cue. This cue triggers your brain to initiate a behavior. It's all about noticing. The more conspicuous the cue, the better chance you have of noticing it and taking action. For instance, if you want to read more, leave a book on your bedside table. It's simple but incredibly effective. Principle 2, make it attractive. This principle taps into the human desire for reward. The more appealing the prospect of the reward, the more likely you are to follow through with the habit. In essence, you're bundling an action you want to do with an action you need to do. For example, if you're trying to establish a workout routine, pair it with listening to your favorite podcast or music. You'll come to anticipate the workout because it means you get to enjoy something you love. Thirdly, make it easy. The less effort a habit requires, the more likely it is to be ingrained. Remove obstacles that stand in your way. If you want to start running in the morning, lay out your running clothes the night before. You're more likely to get up and go if everything is ready for you. Finally, make it satisfying. We're more likely to repeat a behavior when the experience is satisfying. This is the cardinal rule of habit formation. Instant gratification can be a powerful motivator, so give yourself an immediate reward when you complete your habit. Maybe it's a delicious smoothie after a workout or a moment of relaxation after a productive day. These principles aren't standalone strategies. They're interconnected, working in tandem to facilitate habit formation. Make it obvious and attractive, and you'll increase the odds of taking action. Make it easy and satisfying, and you'll be more likely to repeat the behavior. These principles, when applied, can become the catalyst to form good habits and break bad ones. Intriguing, isn't it? One of the most powerful takeaways from Atomic Habits is the belief in the power of small changes. Now, you might be thinking, how can small changes have such a significant impact? Well, let's look into the concept of marginal gains. You see, marginal gains are the little improvements we make each day that might not seem like much at the time, but over the course of weeks, months, and years, they add up to something extraordinary. It's like the snowball effect. A small snowball rolling down a hill will gather more snow and momentum with each turn, growing larger and faster until it becomes an unstoppable force. Let's illustrate this with a real-life example. The British cycling team. For years, they had been underperforming on the global stage. Then, in 2003, a new performance director was appointed, Dave Brailsford. Brailsford believed in the power of marginal gains. He started by making small improvements in areas that were often overlooked, like the comfort of the seats, the weight of the tires, and even the cleanliness of the team's hands. These changes might have seemed insignificant on their own, but together they led to a dramatic improvement in performance. In just 5 years, the British cycling team dominated the sport, winning multiple Olympic gold medals and Tour de France titles. This principle applies to our personal lives as well. If we can improve just 1% each day, that might not seem like much in the short term, but consider this. 1% improvement every day for a year results in being 37 times better by the end. Now that's the power of small changes. So the next time you're feeling overwhelmed by a big goal, remember to break it down into smaller, manageable tasks. Focus on making small changes consistently, and over time, you'll see a significant transformation in your life. Remember, it's not about making a big change, but about making many small ones consistently. Ever heard of the 2-minute rule? It's one of the most practical strategies from Atomic Habits. This rule is disarmingly simple, yet incredibly effective. It says that when you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. Think about it. 2 minutes isn't a lot of time, is it? It's shorter than a commercial break. So why does it work? Well, the 2-minute rule makes it easier to get started. It lowers the bar to entry and allows you to take that crucial first step. Starting a new habit can often feel like climbing a mountain, but this rule transforms it into a small hill that you can easily conquer. Remember, every great journey begins with a single step. And the 2-minute rule helps you take that step. It's not about the duration of the activity, but the act of doing it consistently. The 2-minute rule is a powerful strategy to stop procrastinating and start doing. Give it a try. One of the unique aspects of Atomic Habits is its emphasis on the role of identity in habit formation. Habits are not just a series of actions we perform, they're also tied to who we believe we are, our self-perception. This is the core of identity-based habits. Think about it this way. When we adopt habits because they align with the person we aspire to become, we're not just changing what we do, we're changing who we are. For instance, if you aspire to be a writer, then writing every day becomes more than a task on your to-do list. It becomes part of your identity. You're not just writing, you're becoming a writer. This identity-based approach is key to making or breaking habits. Often, we focus on the outcomes we want to achieve. But when we tie our habits to our identity, the process becomes more intrinsic and natural. That's because we're not just working towards an outcome. We're working towards becoming the version of ourselves we aspire to be. Now, how do we apply this concept in our lives? Well, it starts with defining who you want to become. This doesn't need to be a grand vision. It could be as simple as wanting to be more organized, more active, or more knowledgeable. Once you have that clear, you can start aligning your habits with this identity. For instance, if you want to be more active, you might start by walking 10 minutes a day. It might seem small, but remember, you're not just walking, you're becoming an active person. And as this identity solidifies, it becomes easier to adopt more habits that align with it. This shift in perspective, from outcome-based to identity-based habits, can make the process of habit formation more meaningful. It's not just about what you want to achieve, it's about who you want to become. Your habits are what you repeatedly do, but also they are what you believe you are. We've explored the key insights from Atomic Habits. Now, the power to change is in your hands. Let's not forget it's the small, seemingly insignificant decisions we make every day that compound into the habits that shape our lives. Just as a single atom can create a vast chain reaction, your smallest actions can spark extraordinary transformations. Imagine you're standing in a field looking out at the horizon. Now take one step forward, it doesn't seem like much, does it? But if you take that same step every day, in a year, you'll have covered a distance you could have never imagined when you first started. It's the same with our habits. The power of small changes is not in the immediate result, but in the long-term accumulation of these changes. So I challenge you. Start with just one small habit change. Perhaps as it's reading a single page of a book every night before bed or drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning. These actions may seem minuscule, but over time they add up. A page a day becomes a book a year, a glass of water becomes a healthier body. But remember, consistency is key. It's not about making a huge change overnight, but about making small, consistent changes that add up over time. Don't try to change everything at once. Start with one small change, and once that becomes a habit, add another. The beauty of Atomic Habits is that they are achievable. They don't require monumental effort or drastic life changes. They just require consistency, patience, and the belief that small changes can lead to big results. Remember, every journey begins with a single step. So, take that step today and watch your life transform with Atomic Habits. The power to change is in your hands.